So 23, we want to find slope and y-intercept. So it forces us to use slope-intercept form. And so can't think for ourselves, got to use this form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So in words, right, it's kind of slope. Maybe I should do it in that same color that I wrote in before. Right, so we get slope, right? The value before the x is going to be the slope plus the y-intercepts. Technically the y coordinate of the y-intercepts. All right, so before we can read off the slope and the y-intercept, we have to put into this y equals mx plus b form. So choice B is already in this form, right? We have y equals something x plus b. So what's in front of my x here? Negative 2/3. So my slope, negative 2/3. Right? What has no x? What am I adding to it? 3. So my y-intercept is going to be 3. And you should think of it as the 0.03. Even though we get into this habit of the y-intercept is 3, it's the y value of the y-intercept. Right, so we could graph this thing. So I know that 0, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's my y-intercept. My slope is negative 2, 3. So I could think about this two ways. My rise is negative 2, which means I'm going down 2. My run is 3. So I'm going right 3. So if I go down 2, right 3, I would get to that point. Alternatively, we could think of this a little bit of a different way, right? So suppose I said I want to think of negative 2/3 as 2 over negative 3, still equal to 2/3. In this situation, we're going up 2, and now, right, we're not going right 3, we're not running 3, we're running negative 3, we're going left 3. So from our point, any of these points, if we went up 2 and then left 3, we're going to get to this point right there. And then just, obviously you're going to break out your ruler because you all care about making these look perfect and exact. So you would get something that would look like this. Yeah, just don't forget to put arrows on these things because, I don't know, teachers get anal about stuff like that. So that would be that equation. That's probably the easiest one. So A, you can't just say we're done at this point, right? Because we don't have y equals mx plus b. So let's start to make this thing look like y equals mx plus b. Let me distribute first. 2x, 2 plus 1 is 2. So now I want to get y equals something. So I need to get this negative 1 off that side. So we're left with y equals 2x plus 3. Now we've put it into y equals mx plus b form. And we can just read off what we have. So my slope, my m, is 2. My b, my y-intercept is 3. Again, so 0, 3 would be my y-intercept. So slope is 2, so we know that we're so 2 is like 2 over 1. So we're rising 2, we're running 1. So going up 2, right 1. So 1, 2, 3, there's our y-intercept. If I go up 2 over 1, I get there. Up 2 over 1, I get there. So here's my line. Let's make it nice and straight. Let's be proud of our line work. So we get something like that as our equation. And then finally, this last form, choice C, this is what we'd call standard form. So we could, if you want to be fancy, like pull out a 3 and divide by everything. But let me pretend that I don't see that. Once again, I want to get y equals something. So let me try to get all of my y stuff on one side first. Let me subtract 3x from both sides. We're going to get 6y negative 3x plus 12. Perfectly fine if you do 12 minus 3x. Only thing you can't do is combine these in any meaningful way because one's positive, so one has an x and one doesn't. So next, we don't want to have 6y equals, right? Our equation isn't 6y equals mx plus b, it's y equals. So we need to get rid of the 6. So once we divide one thing by 6, you got to divide everything by 6, right? Everything that's being added and subtracted, we're going to divide by 6. So that cancels. So I'm left with y. So negative 3 over 6, I can simplify a little bit to negative 1/2. I have my x, and then 12 over 6 is just going to be 2. Once again, when we make a comparison to y equals mx plus b, it's y equals something. This is our m, that's our slope, negative 1/2. This is our b, it's positive 2, so 0, 2. If we think about what our slope is telling us, so we're rising -1, aka we're going down 1, and we're running 2, so we're going to the right 2. So here's my 0, 2, there's my y-intercept. Down 1 over 2 would get me there. Down 1 again over 2 would get me there. So we're going to have a line that looks something like this. And that would be our lines.